Hey everybody, this is Allison from Allykatkreations. How are you? Getting a lot of ringing in my ears. I'm sorry. That was just in the moment, intense. I hope everybody's doing well today. If you are on the East Coast, you have a blizzard, snow-nado, hurricane happening tonight. And I don't know if I'm going to have power past the times I usually do my videos, so I figured I'm going to do this a little early. Also on screwbig.gov. Hang on. My favorite Jason's going to be on tonight, doing his show, which is very important information that a lot of us need to hear. I'm trying to find the little page. I don't want to say it wrong. Yeah, so today I'm going screwbig.gov. Go find that. I'll be on their channel. I think it's on their website. So go check that out. I want to thank everybody who's been subscribing, who's been liking my work. I am days away from not knowing if my power is going to be turned off, and I should be okay with the gas. I'm not 100% sure. I want to thank everybody who has been helping me and donating. I was able to get out yesterday after my car didn't want to work, but I have jumper cables. Woohoo! And I got to the store to get water because I'm going to be out every few hours shoveling possibly a foot of snow. And that's when I consumed water like a nut. So I made sure I had, I drink alkaline water and high pH water. Not easy to find, but this one store had it on sale. So I was able to do that and get some hunker and snacks because I'm losing a shit ton of weight. Yeah, just a little mini rant update. So I really seriously, it brings me to tears when people are trying to help me out. It's so appreciated. I'm still in flux, still not knowing anything when it comes to unemployment and what I am owed from my old job. As I'm trying to raise my vibration, yes, you guys need to do the same. There is a lot of attacks happening on a spiritual level. You know, I was having a conversation with a friend, and people send me all, really inspiring stuff, and it's amazing and I love it. So if you have that, send me stuff. I love reading emails and everything. But with this one thing, just keep in mind, you could be super high vibrational person. Yes, the 3D is going to knock you down a peg because reality is what it is. We live in this matrix. It's not fair. It was never meant to be fair. And no matter how hard you fight against it to raise your vibration, reality is reality. When you don't have lights, you don't have gas to cook or to heat yourself, food runs out. Yeah, you can figure it out, but you're still in a state of what am I going to do next? And being that I don't have many people to help me out financially or take me in, I'm not I would never want to do that. It's just a scary situation that, no, I'm not sitting in a place of fear. I keep going and doing and keeping my mind off of it. But at the same time, reality is reality. And when you don't have money in this 3D construct, it is going to affect you. It won't kill me, but just be realistic with a lot of that stuff, because you still have bills to pay, you still have things you have to have. And until the paradigm shifts where you don't need that stuff anymore, well, that's great, but we don't know when that's happening. And not to say goalposts are being moved from the Alliance side, but there are a lot more people now hurting and cannot afford to eat and cannot afford to do things. It's not okay. Like, if the Earth Alliance is listening to me, you know, people have been shut off from food, electric, and gas, and no one's stepping in to help them. It's reality, especially in New York. There's a lot of people who were able to move. There is about 20 homes within my community up, and no one's buying these houses. So even if I were to put my house up, how long will it take for me to sell it? No idea. I don't even have the money to pay an agent. So, you know, there's a lot going on. Just wanting to put that out there. You know, with being spiritual and trying to keep the vibes high, absolutely try as hard as you can. I use sage spray. I have sage. I got Palo Santo. I'm trying to consolidate my stock because I don't have the money to replenish. I got all my gems. You know, I got everything I need on that end. But reality hits, just to be squarely honest. So be realistic with the things. And today is Emerald Tablet 5 and 7. We're going to deep dive into those. So I hope you are ready. I know I am. So guys, it is going to be a blizzard, tornado, hurricane happening on the East Coast, depending where you live. I know the coastal areas, I'm on an island. I'm going to probably get New Jersey weather. It's going to be bad. I'll be eating these. These are cherry. These are for pain. These are amazing and they work. And then paired with these, this is for inflammation. This is what helped me when my back and my neck were inflamed and my spinal cord was inflamed and I couldn't get up and do anything for days. This stuff helped me. So it's going to be in need later today. So if you are interested, please email me. I will send you the information. These are DNA lozenges. They're all organic. They're halal and kosher certified. So I have a bunch. I will send samples. If you're interested, please let me know. I won't be able to get out to send anything out anytime soon. And hopefully my car starts during the week. It needs a lot of work. Another shiv in my life. But that's okay. I wanted to get that out of the way. So this is Emerald Tablet 5, the Dweller of Unal. And just a note, my teeth are loose. I glued them back up. If I mispronounce things or I'm saying things a little off, just be mindful that I'm not working with a full set of teeth in my mouth. And the front ones, and then I look like a meth head. Fun times. But as long as they stay up, that's the goal. All right, we're gonna do Thoth first, and then the commentary like the other tablets. Oft dream I of buried Atlantis, lost in the ages that have passed into night. Excuse me, eon on eon, thou existed in beauty, a light shining through the darkness of night. Mighty in power, ruling the earth born, Lord of the earth in Atlantis stay, King of the nations, master of wisdom, light through Suntal, keeper of the way, dwelt in his temple, the master of Unal, light of the earth in Atlantis stay. Master he, capital letters, big he, from a cycle beyond us, living in bodies as one among men, not as the earthborn, he from beyond us, son of a cycle, advanced beyond men. Going back to the law of one, Ra has physically shown himself. The Egyptians, naked sense now, they come as their own. Know ye, O man, that harlot, the master, was never one with the children of men. Far in the past, when Atlantis first grew as a power, appeared there one with the key of wisdom, showing the way of light to all. Showed he to all men the path of attainment, way of the light that flows among men, mastering darkness, leading the man soul upward to heights that were one with the light. And I'm going to say this for a lot of people. Kepler 62, that star system, is also known as the man system, where the humanoids, most humanoids come from originally. So just put that into perspective when you hear man, it's including all creation, okay? Divided the kingdoms he into sections. 10 were they, ruled by children of men. Upon another built he a temple, built but not by the children of men. Out of the ether called he its substance, molded and formed by the power of Utolan, into the forms he built with his mind. It's very powerful. Mile upon mile it covered the island. Space upon space it grew in its might. Black, yet not black, but dark like the space-time. Deep in its heart, the essence of light. Swiftly the temple grew into being, molded and shaped by the word of the dweller, called from the formless into a form. I feel eventually many of us will acquire this ability to merge into a social memory complex per se, but be individualized. And we will be able to form new land masses and things like a temple, like a light, to usher in new things. And if not this generation that is watching, the next. Builded he then within it great chambers, filled them with forms culled from the ether. Guys, the ether is all around us. It is. It's everything. The ether is here, there, everywhere. Filled them with wisdom, called forth his mind. So I'm going to read the commentary. This perhaps is the most mystical of the tablets, containing also information hereto withheld from man. Thoth is musing on the glories of Atlantis at its zenith as compared to the world around him at that time. The dweller of Unal, the master harlot, was ruler of all the earth. Through the cosmic power he wielded, though he did not intervene in the government of the nations unless it was absolutely necessary. I wonder who's helping us now. Harlot was not entirely of this cycle, but was one of the extensions of one of the lords of the cycles, manifesting on Earth's surface to fulfill certain necessary functions, like the law of one states, helping to establish knowledge and harmony among men. Maybe that's what Rob is talking about. While his social memory complex went to Egypt, another social memory complex went to Atlantis, another one went to South America, another one went to Lemieux and Lemuria. Food for thought. He established the kingdoms of Atlantis, dividing them among the races and placing the highest developed ones as kings over the rest of men. He then built the temple of Unal from the ether or primal substance, molding it to form by his will, using the power of Utalan to hold it in form. The temple was square and had 3 miles to a side, and it was a mile high. It did not truly rest in third dimensional space, but in the 9th dimension before the blackness. No weapon from the 3rd dimension could harm or even touch it, for anything cast against it would be lost in the curves of the 9th dimension. It had within its heart the essence of light, and for there was the gateway to Amenti, where the flower of life burns eternally. The dweller used the word in molding the form of the temple, the word being then expressed as Utalan. Within the temple, the dweller erected mighty machines of many, many kinds, forming them out of the primeval matter and started them in motion by his will. Thus actuated, they would run forever, for the will which supplied their motive power is an external thing. In the temple, the dweller was at most times unmanifested. Then that is the physical body, which he occupied from time to time, remained in the temple while the consciousness which he was manifested elsewhere, being omnipresent. So now we're going to go back to Thoth. Formless was he within his temple, yet was he formed in the image of man, dwelling among them, yet not of them. Strange and far different was he from the children of men. Chose he then from among the people 3 who became his gateway. Chose he the 3 from the highest to become his links with Atlantis. Messengers they who carry his counsel to the kings of the children of men. Brought he forth others and taught them wisdom, teachers they to the children of men. Placed he them on the island of Unal to stand as teachers of light to men. Each of those who were thus chosen taught must be for years 5 and 10. Only thus could he have understanding to bring light to the children of men. Thus there came into being the temple, a dwelling place for the masters of men. I, Thoth, have ever sought wisdom, searching in darkness and searching in light. Long in my youth, I traveled the pathway, seeking ever new knowledge to gain, until after much striving, one of the 3 to me brought the light. Brought he to me the commands of the dweller, called me from the darkness into the light. Brought he me before the dweller, deep in the temple, before the great fire. There on the great throne beheld I the dweller, clothed with the light and flashing with fire. Down I knelt before the great wisdom, feeling the light flowing through me in waves. Heard I then the voice of the dweller. O darkness, come into the light. Long have ye sought the pathway to light. Each soul on earth that loosens its fetters shall soon be made free from the bondage of night. Forth from the darkness have ye arisen, closer approached the light of your goal. Here ye shall dwell as one of many, Here as we shall dwell as one of my children, keeper of records gathered by wisdom, instrument thou of the light from beyond, ready be thou made to do what is needed, preserver of wisdom through the ages of darkness, that shall come fast on the children of men. Live thee here and drink of all wisdom. Secrets and mysteries unto thee shall unveil. Then I answered, the master of cycles, saying, O light that descended to men, give thou to me of thy wisdom, that I might be a teacher of men. Give thou of thy light, that I may be free. Spoke then to me again the master, age after age shall ye live through your wisdom. I went over Atlantis, the ocean waves roll, holding the light through hidden in darkness, ready to come whenever thou shalt call. Go thee now and learn greater wisdom. Go thou through light to infinity's all. Long then did I in the temple of the dweller, until I was one with the light. Followed I then the path to the star plains. Followed I then to the pathway to light, deep into earth's heart. I followed the pathway, learning the secrets, below as above, learning the pathway to the halls of Amenti, learning the law that balances the world. To earth's hidden chambers, pierced I by my wisdom, deep through the earth's crust into the pathway, hidden for ages from the children of men, unveiled before me even more wisdom until I reached a new knowledge, found that all is part of an all, great and yet greater than all that we know. Search I infinity's heart through the ages, deep and yet deeper, more mysteries I found. Now as I look back through the ages, know I that wisdom is boundless, ever grown greater throughout the ages, one with infinities greater than all. Light there was in ancient Atlantis, yet darkness too was hidden in all. Fell from the light into the darkness, some who had risen to heights among men. Proud they became because of their knowledge. Proud were they of their place among men. Deep delved they into the forbidden, opened the gateway that led to below. Someone's thinking about me because my nose is stupid itchy. Just putting that one out there. So we're gonna go into the author's info. Three from among the highest developed of men were chosen to be messengers of the dweller. They were carefully trained in their work by the dweller, while through them he chose others and had them placed on Unal, opposed Unal, to be teachers and priests to Atlantis. These later were the priests, scientists, and philosophers. Each of them was taught for 15 years, by the three before they were allowed to teach others. Thoth made his first contact with the dweller through one of the three messengers. He was led before the dweller in the temple in the place of the great fire. This fire was not the fire of life, but the radiation caused by the junction of the space of the temple with the space of Amenti. Thoth was led before the dweller, who seated him on the throne, reflected the light from the gateway. To Thoth, he appeared to be literally clothed with fire. He was informed by the dweller that he was chosen to be keeper of the records, for the dweller could look into man's future, knowing the changes in consciousness would eventually bring a wave of units of consciousness of low development to Earth. Looking glass technology, it existed all the way back then. How would have they known about our downfall in consciousness? Think about it. We were all dumbed down. MK Ultra, Project Monarch. There's other projects now I'm coming to light about. But my goodness. They knew back then, before they got wiped out. And even after, they knew something was up. He also knew the destruction of parts of Earth's surface must come. So steps must be taken so that nothing would be lost. Thoth had earned this great privilege by his own effort. The reference to the dweller as master of cycles is a reference to Earth cycles, not cosmic cycles. He was the guardian of man's progress from one Earth cycle to another. Thoth asks for wisdom to be given to him so that he can pass the knowledge he is to be given to man. Thoth is promised eternal life so that he may fulfill his purpose. He remained in the temple until he received his full illumination. Thoth uses the knowledge given to him to perpetuate the secrets of space, time, and matter, and in these discoveries, ever more and greater secrets. In the later days of Atlantis, the great wave of consciousness, which had once occupied the bodies of Earthmen, had passed to Venus, Ra, and the consciousness which occupied the bodies of the masses were from Mars. These were more materialistic than preceding consciousness and took the darkness instead of the light, opened Yog-Sothoth, the gateway to the cycle below. Some of the consciousness of the preceding wave were attracted by material power and entered into the plane. It was perhaps this part of their nature which had kept them from going on with their fellows. The one who opens the door to the cycle below must be a master, else he will not be so balanced in power that he can keep those from below from coming up. Well, my goodness. CERN, anybody? Beyond that, I mean, the demonic realm is ridiculous right now. But I mean, it always has been. While men were doing this, the dweller was detached from his body and projected to where it was taking place. When the dweller saw what was taking place, he returned to his body and called the messengers and sent them through Atlantis, bringing certain ones to Unal. The dweller then descended to Amenti and passed from there to force chambers opening into the channel through which Earth's balance passes in Earth. When the pyramid of force passed, he drew upon the power of the seven and changed the balance of Earth from one channel to another and closed the old channel. The resulting sinking of Atlantis shattered the opening by destroying the space warping machine set up by the Atlanteans. Bermuda Triangle. What happens there? They tell you one story, but there's something fishy happening down there right now. They're called the arcs. This technology. Thoth is called before the dweller and commanded to go forth to the land still above water, taking those from Unal and removing the records of the ancient wisdom. He is commissioned as a teacher or conveyor of light. Thoth gathered together the records, scientific instruments, and machines with the wise men of Atlantis, entered a spaceship, and flew to Kem, Egypt. The motive power of the spaceship was energy extracted from the sun and stored. What did the pyramids do? Electricity is one form of this force, but qualified by eminence from the pyramid of force. See? When the spaceship had left, the dwellers sealed the temple and sank it, and Unal beneath the waves. He and three then went elsewhere. Thoth arrived in Egypt and conquered the barbarians. He then buried the spaceship and certain implements of warfare beneath a great rock, which is then carved as the Sphinx. Which brings us to the Keys of Enoch, because J.J. Hertak writes, what is underneath the Sphinx? Spaceship. Where did that spaceship come from? Stop. I know, right? My goodness. This is why I'm tackling. I tackled a lot of the Keys of Enoch. I'm going to definitely go back to that if I have lights and electric next month. I'm tackling the Law of One because it has everything to do with the Emerald Tablets. It's all interconnected because we are all one. And it all stems from different groups, but at the end of the day, they have their mission. Doesn't matter who sends it. Palladians, Andromedans, Syrians, doesn't matter. These different consciousness, social memory complex did this work. And now it's our job to raise our vibration and find this information, go find this technology and use it for humanity for the good. And all of those people who want to polarize in the negative, that's what you signed up for. Zero judgment, but then stay out of everybody's way. You're on your path, we're on our path. When the time arrives that invaders from space attack the Earth, it will be brought forth to repel them. Hi guys. Why was Space Force created? The branch of the military that came from the SSP. Who are the guardians of the galaxy? Who are the guardians of Earth? What are they doing right now? Why are they in the Middle East? Were in the Middle East. I mean, we have a presence everywhere. They're looking for that technology and they're activating it or shutting off depending upon what frequency it's at. This is why I'm reading this book now, okay? This has everything to do with now. Not 10 years ago. I mean, yeah, our ascension started in the 80s. Those of us who were born in between the 70s, 80s, and early 90s, we're the envoys, most of us, not all, but most of us are envoys we volunteered to come here. As we get older, we gain all this knowledge. We are getting the downloads. We're getting healing. We're getting their light codes. We're getting their information. We're telepathy is sinking into our being. We're learning all the spiritual stuff. We're moving up because we chose to. And not without infiltration and difficulty from these evil baddie things that are making my life hell, mind you. But ask, why are they discovering things in Antarctica? What are they doing in the Bermuda Triangle? They found the Ark. What is the Ark? It's in this book. Lastly, before I move on to Thoth, Thoth gives a key for opening the hidden passage from the pyramid to the Sphinx. The same key will open the doorway to the room from which one opens the path to Amenti. It's a frequency key. Back to Thoth. Sought they to gain even more knowledge, but seeking to bring it up from below. He who descends below must have balance, else he is bound by lack of our light. Open they then, by their knowledge, pathways forbidden to men. But in his temple, all-seeing, the dweller lay in his Agwanti. While through Atlantis his soul roamed free, saw he the Atlanteans by their magic, opening the gateway that would bring to earth a great woe. Fast fled his soul then back to his body. Up he arose from his Agwanti. Called he the three mighty messengers, gave the command that shattered the world. Deep neath earth's crust to the halls of Amenti, swiftly descended the dweller. Called he then on the powers the seven lords wielded, changed the earth's balance. Down sank Atlantis beneath the dark waves. Shattered the gateway that had been opened, shattered the doorway that led down below. All of the islands were shattered except Unal. And part of the island of the sons of the dweller preserved he them to be the teachers, lights on the path for those to come after, lights for the lesser children of men. Called he then Thoth, before him gave me commands for all I shall do, saying, take thou, O Thoth, all of your wisdom. Take all your records, take all your magic, go forth as a teacher of men. Go thou forth, preserving the records until in time light grows among men. Light shall thou be all through the ages, hidden yet found by enlightened men. Over all earth, give we ye power. Free thou to give or to take it away. Gather thou now the sons of Atlantis. Take them and flee to the people of the rock caves. Where are all the scrolls written? Fly to the land of the children of Chem. Then gathered I, the sons of Atlantis, into the spaceship. I brought all my records. Brought the records of sunken Atlantis. Gathered I all of my powers, instruments many of mighty magic. Up then we rose on wings of the morning. High we arose above the temple, leaving behind the three and the dweller. Deep in the halls, neath the temple. Down near the waves sank the great temple, closing the pathway to the lords of the cycles. Yet ever to him who has knowing, open shall be the path to Lamenti. Fast fled we then on the wings of the morning, fled to the land of the children of Chem. There by my power I conquered and ruled them, raised I to light the children of Chem. Deep neath the rocks I buried my spaceship, waiting the time when man might be free. Over the spaceship erected a marker in the form of a lion, yet like unto man. There neath the image rests yet my spaceship, forth to be brought when need shall rise. Know ye, O man, that far in the future invaders shall come from out of the deep. Then awake ye who have wisdom. Bring forth my ship and conquer with ease. What just came and attacked us since this point in time from beneath? Reptilians. Not all, some. Who came from outside the Nebu and the sea cars. Deep neath the image lies my secret. Search and find in the pyramid I built. Each to the other is the keystone. Each the gateway that leads into life. Follow the key I leave behind me. Seek and the doorway to life shall be thine. Seek thou in my pyramid, deep in the passage that ends in a wall. Use thou the key of the seven, and open to thee the pathway will fall. Now unto thee I have given my wisdom. Now unto thee I have given my way. Follow the pathway, solve thou my secrets, until thee I have shown the way. And I bet people have tried to open that Sphinx and to find that spaceship for millennia. It's not in this density. It's not in 3D. So what does that say? We're ascending. We will eventually get to that ship. Give it some time. Emerald Tablet 7. The Seven Lords. Hark ye, O man, and list to my voice. Open thy mind space and drink of my wisdom. Dark is the pathway of life that ye travel. Many the pitfalls that lie in thy way. Seek ye ever to gain greater wisdom. Obtain, and it shall be light on thy way. Open thy soul, O man, to the cosmic and let it flow in as one with the soul. Light is eternal and darkness is fleeting. Seek ye ever, O man, from the light. Know ye that ever as light fills thy being, darkness for thee shall soon disappear. Open thy soul to the birthers of brightness. Let them enter and fill thee with light. Lift up thine eyes to the light of the cosmos. Keep thou ever thy face to the goal. Only by gaining the light of all wisdom art thou one with the infinite goal. Seek ye ever the oneness eternal. Seek ye ever the light of the goal. Light is infinite and light is finite, separate only by darkness and men. Seek ye to rend the veil of the darkness. Bring thou together the light into one. Hear ye, O man, list to my voice, singing the song of the light and of life. Throughout all space, light is prevalent, encompassing all. With its banners of flame, seek ye forever in the veil of the darkness. Somewhere ye shall surely find light, hidden and buried, lost to man's knowledge. Deep in the finite, the infinite exists, lost but existing, flowing through all things. Living in all is the infinite brain. In all space, there is only one wisdom. Though seeming divided, it is one in the one. All that exists comes from the light, and the light comes from the all. Everything created is based upon order. Law rules the space where the infinite dwells. Law of one again. You have to have your yin and your yang. You have to have bad. You have to have the darkness in order to understand the light. You have to have light in order to understand the darkness. It's a give and take. Commentary. This tablet opens with a command to open your mind to the wisdom of Thoth. He says that life is filled with obstacles that must be conquered. The light of the cosmic must be allowed to flow into and through the manifestation. The goal of all seeking must be oneness with the cosmic consciousness. Otherwise, there is limitation. Light is both finite and infinite because God and the cosmic consciousness is light, and all things manifest and unmanifest are part of God. Therefore, there can be no real separation. Even in the veil of darkness, which we call negative, the essence of light is hidden, ready to spring forth when the veil is sundered. The infinite brain is lost to the comprehension of men who do not realize that everything is only separate manifestations of the one cosmic brain. And Hyperionism is called the monad. All aspects of wisdom, either in God or men, are parts of the one wisdom manifesting through diversified channels. Law and order are the fundamental rules of all creation, either in God or man, for only in order is balance or equilibrium found. We then can think back to a certain president who keeps extenuating and putting it out there into the ether. Law and order. There is a more profound meaning that I just read to you. that is going to occur in our paradigm, hopefully by spring. Thoth is again speaking of the far past time below Atlantis sank. His first introduction was through the dweller, but afterward he knew the key and was able to enter himself. How different he was from most seekers today. When given a key, he used it. The lords of the cycles taught Thoth of the cycles beyond, so that he had a knowledge of them and their inner workings. Even though he could not penetrate through the Suntal to the higher cycles. Thoth promises to give of the wisdom he had learned. We are told that the lords are guides to men, and this they are for they teach him of those things which are beyond the scope of the cosmic consciousness. And he thereby gains knowledge of the extensions of the I-Yod. The I am. Okay, we're going to go back to Thoth. Forth from equilibrium came the great cycles, moving in harmony toward infinity's end. Know ye, O man, that far in this space-time, infinity itself shall pass into change. Hear ye and listen to the voice of wisdom. Know that all is of all evermore. Know that through time thou may pursue wisdom and find ever more light on the way. I, thou shalt find that ever receding, thy goals shall elude thee from day unto day. Long time ago in the halls of Amenti, I Thoth stood before the lords of the cycles. Mighty they in their aspects of power, mighty they in the wisdom unveiled. Led by the dweller, first did I see them, but afterwards free was I of their presence, free to enter their conclave at will. Oft did I journey down the dark pathway unto the hall where the light ever glows. Learned I of the masters of the cycles, wisdom brought from the cycles above us, knowledge brought from infinity's all. Many the questions I asked of the lords of the cycles. Great was the wisdom they gave unto me. Now unto thee I give of this wisdom, drawn from the flame of infinity's fire. Deep in the halls of sorry guys, I'm seeing things. I don't know if it's good or bad. I'm not getting bad vibes. Just saying, I'm seeing things. Now I lost my place. All right, I'll read on from here. Great was the wisdom they gave me unto me. Now unto thee I give of this wisdom, draw from the flame of infinity's fire. Deep in the dark halls sit the seven units of consciousness from cycles above. Manifest they in the cycle as guides of men to the knowledge of all. Seven are they, mighty in power, speaking these words through me to men. Time after time stood I before them, listening to the words that came not with sound. Once said they unto me, O man, wouldest thou gain wisdom? Seek for it in the heart of the flame. Wouldest thou gain knowledge of power? Seek ye it in the heart of the flame. Wouldest be one with the heart of the flame? Seek then within thine own hidden flame. Many the times spoke they to me, teaching me wisdom not of the world, showing me ever new paths to brightness, teaching me wisdom brought from above, giving knowledge of operation, learning of law, the order of all. Spoke to me again the seven, saying, far beyond time are we come, O man, traveled we from beyond the space-time, from the place of infinity's end. When ye and all of thy brethren were formless, formed forth were we from the order of all. Not as men are we, though once we too were as men. Out of the great void were we formed forth in order and by law. For know ye that which is formed truly is formless, having form only to thine eyes. Council of seven, maybe nine, maybe a council. And again unto me spoke the seven, saying, children of the light, O Thoth, art thou free to travel the bright path upward, until at the last all ones become one. Fourth were we formed after our order, 3, 4, 5, and 6, 7, 8, 9. Know ye that these are the number of cycles that we descend from unto men, each having here a duty to fulfill, each having here a force to control. Yet are the one with the soul of our cycle, yet we too seeking a goal. Far beyond man's conception, infinity extends into a greater than all. Therein a time that yet not a time. We shall all become one with a greater than all. Time and space are moving in circles. Know ye their law, and ye too shall be free. Free shall be ye be to move through the cycles, past the guardians that dwell at the door. Then to me spoke he of nine, saying, aeons and aeons have I existed, knowing not life and tasting not death. For know ye, O man, that far in the future, life and death shall be one with the all, each so perfected by balancing the order, balancing the other, that neither exists in the oneness of all. In men of this cycle, the life force is rampant, but life in its growth becomes one with the all. Here I manifest in this your cycle, but yet am I there in your future time. The nine densities. Each density has a different achievement, a different attainment of consciousness that you must gain in order to move up. What they do is they descend down to help us with their already obtained knowledge. Many of our souls, this is just my opinion, I'm putting this like theory out there. Many of us envoys, to call it starseeds, and people of Earth, born from Earth, have almost already obtained some different densities. And we have come back to share the knowledge. For example, I know my soul, after I had a soul swap, my higher 6th density soul swapped for my little 3D soul to be healed, because that poor thing went through the ringer. But now my 6 density soul is going through the ringer again. Just fun. But I'm consciously aware of that because my whole paradigm shifted. My whole way of thinking, like everything shifted. Still me, but a swap. And we are all hoping to obtain a social memory complex. We're still individual, but all the knowledge will be obtained through telepathy. So if I need a recipe on how to bake cookies, it's different from what I know. I could put it out there that I need a recipe and it could come back to me instantaneously. Oh, thanks. Kind of like how manifesting works. But manifesting takes a long time in 3D. As I am trying to manifest financial abundance, security, and just knowing that I'm going to be okay. So we're going to go on the commentary. According to the ancient symbolism, wisdom was found in the flame. Fire coming from the unmanifested existing for a time in the manifest, and then disappearing into the unmanifested became the symbol for the consciousness, which comes from the unmanifested, exists for a time in the physical body, and then disappears back into the unmanifested. Thus, man is literally told to seek wisdom within his consciousness, the awakening. My added words. The 7 had come from beyond cycle time, which is limited, depending as it does upon radiation from the original infinite atom. The 7 were part of the cosmic consciousness, which came forth from the Yad, before we did and were therefore formed while we were still part of disorder. They had developed past the man stage, though when they occupied this cosmic cycle, they were like men. Consciousness in the ultimate is formless and flexible, assuming any form of which it has conception. Thoth is told that now he is free to travel the path until the final circle is completed, and that which was once one again becomes one. The cosmic consciousness which occupied this cosmic cycles beyond us were formed in order to sequence, not all at once. There are 7 of these beyond us, that is further out into space from the Yad. These lords, through manifesting here, are still connected with their own cosmic consciousness. Infinity is but part of the greater space, which we call transcendental. When Yads have completed their extension into infinite space, they will join the torch bearer in transcendental space. The spirals of time-space must be consciously known to one before he can move into them. When space and time are known, one has developed the power to move backward and forward in space-time. Time travel. Life and death exist only as a comparative terms. Everything has its opposite. Remove one pole and the other will cease to exist. In the plane of consciousness, in which the higher cosmic consciousness of 9 manifests, death is not known. Therefore, life is not known. There is only existence, immortal and external, without change of focal point of manifestation or loss of conscious consciousness. When man conquers death, he also has mastered life, and to him both cease to exist. The Lord of Nine in his own plane is timeless, for time is a result of the existence of materiality, and the ninth cosmic consciousness does not manifest a materiality. Elena Danaan recently was speaking about her intergalactic connection to the Nine and how they came to visit her, and they chose a form to which they would appear to her. The extremely high vibration overwhelmed her, and she's writing a book about it right now. I'm very excited to wait for that to come out. But she was in contact with the Nine. Many others are as well. So this is not anything far-fetched. That's why I feel this stuff is relevant to read now, so it gets your gears grinding up in your brain to looking, to educating, and to enlightening oneself. The soul of man is the flame, which is bound to the mountain flesh. When we have become one with the Yod, in the final completion of the infinite circle, materiality and life, which is one with death, will cease to exist. In the eighth cycle also, life and death are one, and only external existence manifests. The eighth cosmic cycle is the cycle of light. For here in the infinite light is concentrated upon the disorder sent from the ninth cycle, breaking it into divisions of kind, which are transmuted to lower cosmic cycles. As disorder changed to order is the basis of everything. Light is master to all that exists. When the two parts of a unit of consciousness have become one, and the other parts have become one with the one, thus becoming all, it is possible to go forward into the higher cosmic cycle. Thoth states clearly that all parts of his unit are one when he says that his goal is the all thing. Thoth uses a prayer to light, but also, as always, ends with a command. To the light, what we call form is formless, for only in the light does true reality exist. Thoth gives freely of his wisdom so that others may tread the same path. He commands his followers to ever keep their faces toward the light, turning their thoughts toward the master within. Thus shall they avoid the glittering promises of material power promised by the dark brothers. Sounds like a lot like Yeshua. Just saying, go within, know of the light. And with the greed, is of the darkness. Just putting this one out there. Like I said, in 3D, we have things that need to be paid for with a system that is not of the highest good. It's of the evil, of the darkness. And in order for things to function in this before everything turns over, we still have to contribute to that evil darkness. Time will come where we don't have to worry about any of this nonsense anymore. But until then, if you like my content, we're almost done here. Please give it a like. Please subscribe if you haven't done so already. I'm hoping that I can get more followers and I can do more. I want to do a giveaway on a reading. I want to do live chats. Can't do that without electric. I can't do that without trying. So keep that in mind. Okay, we're going to go back to Thoth. Yet to me, time exists not. For in my world, time exists not. For formless are we. Life have we not, but yet have existence. Fuller and greater and freer than thee. Man is a flame bound to a mountain, but we in our cycle shall ever be free. Know ye, O man, that when ye have progressed into the cycle that lengthen above, life itself will pass to the darkness, and only the essence of soul shall remain. Then to me spoke the Lord of the Eight, saying, all that ye know is but part of little. Not as yet have ye touched on the great. Far out in space, where light reigns supreme, came I into the light. Formed was I, but not as ye are. Body of light was my formless form formed. Know I not life, and know I not death. Yet master am I of all that exists. Seek ye to find the path through the barriers. Travel the road that leads to the light. Spoke again to me the nine, saying, seek ye to find the path to beyond. Not impossible is it to grow to a consciousness above. From when two have become one, and one has become the all, know ye the barrier has lifted, and ye are made free of the road. Grow thou from form to the formless. Free may thou be of the road. I need glasses. Thus, through ages I listened, learning the way to the all. Now lift I my thought to the all thing. List ye and hear when it calls. O light, all pervading, one with all and all with one. Flow through to me through the channel. Enter thou so that I may be free. Make me one with the all soul, shining from the blackness of night. Free let me be of all space time, free from the veil of the night. I, a child of the light, command, free from the darkness to be. Formless am I to the light soul, formless yet shining with light. Know I the bonds of the darkness must shatter and fall before light. Now give I this wisdom. Free may ye be, O man, living in the light and in the brightness. Turn not thy face from the light. Thy soul dwells in the realms of brightness. Ye are a child of the light. Turn thy thoughts inward, not outward. Find thou the light soul within. Know that thou art the master. All else is brought from within. Grow thou to realms of brightness. Hold thou thy thought on the light. Know thou art one with the cosmos, a flame and a child of the light. Now to thee give I warning. Let not thy thought turn away. Know that the brightness flows through the body of for I. Turn not to the dark brightness that comes from the brothers of black, but keep thine eyes ever lifted, thy soul in tune with the light. Take ye this wisdom and heed it. List to my voice and obey. Follow the pathway to brightness, and thou shalt be one with the way. That last part brings me to the moon matrix, which was the false light that once you physical avatar died, the soul goes up and you see the light. And there's a false light. That light brought you to the moon, which recycled you right back into a body. The false light. So that's very interesting. Very interesting. So we have a couple of keys left. I'm going to leave it to 2 keys per read because some of them are longer than others. And then I like to do commentary on a lot. Really good commentary. Definitely recommend. It's a very tiny little book, but it's a wealth of knowledge. This is important to know right now what we are facing because the darkness is on its last whether you want to believe they're gone, the energy still exists. Okay, it's still here and a lot of us can feel it and it's playing itself out. But we need to be the light within. We need to be the master of light within to overcome that. And it is very difficult right now for a lot of us to do that because of the realistic, materialistic structures that were put in place for us not to move up. But I'm trying to manifest. I hope all of you are trying to manifest a better world. Just know that there are things and systems in place that still continues with the greed. And just be aware that, let's say you are into crypto and you are into the gold and silver thing. That is wonderful. Okay. But what are you going to do to help humanity with what you get? Because again, achieving the light, achieving ascending and moving up doesn't involve materialistic things. It doesn't. As much as we all have abundantly or not, you need to obtain from within. And I know eventually it's going to get better in the other densities. I would pray so. But no, we're moving there, and Thoth is bringing us on this journey that we need to hear because it's happening now. So with that being said, thank you for listening. Please like, share, and subscribe if you haven't done so already. Check out my other content. There's a lot of stuff on the other books that might have gotten lost with all the videos, the other stuff I do, the oracle readings and the kid book readings. I don't want to make another page because I like to keep everything condensed. So if you're on the East Coast, please be safe. Please, if you're in and around where I am, if you need help and you can't, I'll try to find help for you. I'm here. Please comment. I love comments. I love emails. I love listening to all of your perspectives. That's what I like to bring. You might not believe or understand. Ask questions. There are other people on this channel and that watch my videos who can contribute to the conversation. I'm not always 100% right. It's just it's not about being right. It's about achieving what you know within. Everybody's truth is different. Everybody's perspective is different. And that's the beautiful thing that we all need to come back to that was taken from us. There is no right and wrong. There's perspective. There's opinion. Okay? Especially when it comes to this content. So with that, I'm sending everybody love and light. East Coast, a little bit in that Midwest area. Please be safe. Don't go out if you don't need to, if it started to snow. Keep prayers that the power grid stays on, and pray for Earth. Okay, guys. See you on the next one. Bye.